So today we're going to be talking about what a high school photographer, filmmaker brings on their vacation or on their trip when they travel. All of this is going to be fit into a very small camera bag. This is, well, the only camera bag that I own, and it all has to fit in here because this is what is a free item on an airplane. Yes, I'm flying. I won't tell you where yet. You'll have to wait for another video. So to start off, I have a drawer of camera gear that I essentially just put all my stuff in there. It has chargers, it has cables, it has lenses, it has all the stuff that you would need as a filmmaker in here. Now, of course, I can't show you what lens and what camera and what microphone I'm using right now because, well, I'm filming with it, but I can tell you. To start off, there's the obvious things that I would bring when I'm traveling. For example, let's just run off a bunch of the main gear items that I bring. I have my Canon 50mm 1.8 lens. I think this is one of the best lenses that I have currently in my kit. It's a 50mm prime, which means it doesn't change in focal length. It will always be 50mm, which allows it to be stopped down all the way down to f1.8. The next item that I'm bringing when I'm traveling is, now this is a borrowed lens from a friend of mine. Now this is the Canon 75 to 300mm f3.5 to 5.6 lens. This is a zoom, a telephoto zoom lens. I like it for what it does, and it's very inexpensive. Well, for myself it's cheap because, well, I borrowed it. But there's a few different things. One, it's not image stabilized, so it's not great for video work or when I'm really anything past 150mm, 175mm, because it just gets really shaky and hard to focus on my one set object that I'm trying to photograph. The other thing is the autofocus just really isn't that fast on it, so most of the time I'm shooting in manual focus mode, which is alright when I'm photographing landscapes and things that are not moving, but when they're moving I like to use a little bit more autofocus, and that's not the case with this guy. The last gripe about this lens is that when I'm using manual focus, as you can see here, this end here rotates when I'm focusing. It doesn't just go straight in and out. Overall, it's a pretty solid, affordable telephoto lens. If you're okay with doing some tweaking and getting the chromatic aberration fixed in post, then this is a great telephoto lens for you. The next item is, well, it's a couple items, is microphones. Mounted on top of the camera right now is the Rode VideoMic Go 2, plugged right into the camera, and that is my vlogging, that is my shotgun mic whenever I travel, whenever I do anything like that. That's the mic that I'm using for it. However, I also have a couple lav mics. I have two PowerDeWise Lav Mic. These are the same mic, just separate generations. One of them has a magnetic clip, one of them is fastened right to the mic itself. Obviously, I'm not going to bring both of them because, well, I'm not filming any sit-down interviews. I only need one, so I'm just going to pack the one. The next big item that I always bring whenever I travel are variable ND filters. I have a few. I have a 49mm variable ND filter as well as an 82mm variable ND filter. The keen eye among you might notice that none of the lenses that I've just shown you are 82mm. So why do I have an 82mm variable ND filter? Well, the lens I'm filming on currently is the EF-S 1585 f3.5 to 5.6 IS USM. And that has a 72mm filter thread. So inside of the 49mm case, I have a 72mm to 82mm step-up ring. I carry this everywhere I go because, well, my lenses aren't 82mm, so I always have to step up this lens to 82. The 50mm 1.8 is 49mm thread, and the kit lens that comes with the Canon EOS M50 is also a 49mm filter thread. However, I'm not bringing the kit lens with me because I have this guy and it's way better and I like it so much better. The kit lens is a 15 to 45 and the one I'm currently filming on is a 15 to 85. So why pack an extra lens if I'm realistically never going to use it? It also makes me look a little bit more professional because a bigger lens, and people think, oh, bigger is always better. Bigger camera, bigger lens, bigger mic. It must be better quality. Work with what you got. That's a video coming later. Another thing I bring with me is lighting. Here, let me just grab something for you. Now, obviously I can't bring my big light with umbrella and everything because that would be a lot of expense. But what I can bring is this little key light. This is the Ulanzi VL120 RGB. It can be had for around 50 bucks on Amazon. For what it can do, it's a really good light. Here, let me just fire it up for you. So currently it's set to red, and I have full RGB capabilities. As you can see, I'm changing the color in front of you right now. Here, if I bounce it off onto myself, you'll be able to see that a little bit better, that the color is changing. So I have full array of colors. This is one of the most handy little key lights that I recommend bringing with you when you're traveling. You can also set the brightness. This is at 100% now, and now I've turned it all the way down. It also has effects mode. This is a cop car, just happened to be set to this one as out of the box. You can just set it to standard lighting. I can set, this is some ominous lighting, hold on. I can change the Kelvin. You can see it's getting warmer. So I can go all the way from really, really warm to really, really cool light. The next little item that I use is, if I can find it, if I needed to film with my phone, but I didn't have a mount, this slides over it. I can screw it on and then screw either it like this or like this, my phone's upside down, but onto a tripod, and now I have abilities to use my phone on a tripod. It also comes with this really handy cold shoe mount on top, so I can just slide my cold shoe device in there and boom, now I have a shoed device mounted on top of this little holder. When I travel, I film with my camera more than I do my phone, but I bring this with me so that I can throw this on a tripod, throw this onto it, or my microphone onto it, and now I have a little stand with a light on it. It's really useful, and I recommend picking it up if you ever do any social media work, reels, stuff like that. So the next couple items are a little bit boring. Battery chargers, a couple extra batteries. I always have one battery in my camera and two extras in a pack. I have a little battery bank. I think it's like 20,000 milliamp hours. I've had this thing for like years. Whenever I travel, I always bring this battery bank with me so that I have power for batteries, for my phone, whatever it may be. I also have in the back of the case here a lightning to USB-A cable as well as a micro USB to USB-A cable. In this little bag here I can't actually show you this product because I'm under an NDA. So, well, I can't show you this product, but I can show you the other products. So I have the Anker PowerPort PD Nano. This is a 20 watt charger that is literally the same dimensions as your 5-watt charger that comes in box with your standard iPhone. It's USB-C, it's not USB-A. The other types of items I have in here are USB-C to USB-C cables, USB-C to lightning cables, and USB-C to MagSafe 3 cables. Now you might be wondering, why do you have a MagSafe 3 cable in there? Well, I'll show you the next item on the list. This is my 14-inch MacBook Pro. It is the base model MacBook Pro 14, and I bring this when I travel everywhere. I only recently picked it up, so I haven't done a whole lot of traveling with it. I haven't done a whole lot of editing with it, but I'm super excited to take this on this trip and to get editing for one of the first times on this laptop. This video you're seeing right now has been edited, probably on an airplane somewhere, on this guy right here. So I bring that with me whenever I travel because it's both for work as well as for YouTube. Now, because this is a base model MacBook Pro, it only has 512 gigabytes of storage built in. So I've bought an external SSD, and that is the crucial 2 terabyte X8 SSD. This drive has sequential reads and writes at 1050 megabytes a second, which is also 1.5 gigabytes a second of data. This is insanely fast, not as fast as the built-in storage on the laptop, but still really fast. This is top of the line for external storage at the moment. It uses USB-C input, so that means I have a USB-C to USB-C cable with an A to C adapter if ever I'm plugging into somebody else's computer. I also bring this, don't mind me just throwing my stuff around. I also bring this as a backup SD card for my camera. I shoot on a 128 gig SanDisk card, and this is a Kingston one that I just had lying around. I bring it with me, and even though it's not my ideal shooting brand and I haven't a lot of experience with Kingston and their reliability, I bring it with me just to have more storage along with me. Now, for other little random items I bring is this little Geodos? Yeah. Geodos air rocket. It blows dust out of lenses and my camera body and just whatever. So I bring this along with me. Recently picked that up. It was actually a birthday gift from my mom, so thanks, Mom. Another little random item that I bring with me is this lightning to 3.5 millimeter headphone jack adapter. This is for if I'm ever plugging in my lav mic, which is 3.5 mil, into my phone. Sometimes I use my phone as a makeshift field recorder. I have the Rode Reporter app on it, and I use it for field recording sometimes, and this gets the job done. This gets what I need adapted, and it allows me to continue shooting. I never travel without lens tissues and a microfiber and lens cleaner solution. You never know when you might get a little bit dusty, or some kid is curious about your camera and sticks his thumb right on the lens and now you have a smudge. You never know when that might happen, and you never want to be without a microfiber or something to clean that smudge off safely. If I had enough space, I would also bring my D200 with me because it's just, I love using this DSLR. It's just so nostalgic to use a mirrored camera, and I would love to bring with me, but I don't have enough room in my camera bag. I also have a lens cap for this lens, so I don't want to risk like scratching it, so it just stays here. Eventually it'll live a second life when I get around to it. That's what I bring on my traveling adventures. I hope you found a new product that you're like, huh, kind of want that. I'm gonna buy that for myself. If you did find one of those, the links are going to be in the description. All the products that are featured here, you'll find a link to them. These are affiliate links, so I do get a small portion of that purchase at no cost to you. The cost to you is exactly the same as it is listed. I just get a little commission off of it because, well, it's like I sold the product to you. Just a quick disclaimer about that. If you enjoyed this video, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I'm currently running on 29 minutes, so I'm gonna run out of time on this camera. So I hope to see you in the next video, and I hope you enjoy the next few videos of my traveling adventures this summer.